Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Feel Good Friday. It also happens to be Friday the 13th. Anybody out there suspicious? Not suspicious. Superstitious. I'm not really. A little bit sometimes, but mostly not. Not so much. Maybe when my hockey team is doing really well, I might, wear the same socks or something, but nothing wild and crazy. One of the things that I appreciate about Friday the 13th up here in Canada, and I would love to know if this is a thing in the States as well, is that Friday the 13th is like a big motorcycle day in Canada, especially in Ontario, at Port Dover, which is in sort of near Burlington, Hamilton Way on Lake Erie, so across from Pennsylvania and Ohio, I believe, I think. There is a little town called Port Dover. Really beautiful, has a marina. People come and go, put the boats in and everything. But every time there is a Friday the 13th, thousands of motorcyclists go, they go. And as far as I know, it's always peaceful. There aren't any, gang wars or anything like that. And when I was a student in the summer at Turkey Point, which is about 20 minutes away from Port Dover, the spillover from all the people who were at Port Dover and they couldn't fit came to Turkey Point and they roared their Harley Davidsons up and down the street in front of the beach. And it was loud and it was crazy and it was actually pretty cool. There's something pretty amazing about people coming together because they have something in common. I noticed when Rob owned a Jeep that he'd be driving along and all of a sudden he'd be like, hold the steering wheel and he'd do this or like this out the window. Just not a big wave, just a thing. And when I started to realize it was happening, is other Jeep owners would do the same thing. Like Rob would like stick his hand out the window and he was smoking at the time, might have a cigarette, stick his hand out the window and say, do this, and a Jeep would go by and do the same thing or lift their fingers from their steering wheel. It was an in crowd thing. They had something in common. This idea that like all these motorcyclists would all gather together, people they know and they don't know, to celebrate, to show off their bikes, to do whatever it is that bikers do, was pretty amazing. And I love the fact that they did that. I don't know whether they did it during COVID or not, probably. But it's incredible. It was also a very good thing for the community because all the hot dog places and the bars and the variety stores and the restaurants all make a killing because they all got to eat. But this idea that people could come together because they have something in common is amazing. It's like book clubs. How many of you ladies out there, maybe some of the men, enjoy a good book club or met your best friend at a book club because you had something in common? Usually, things like that, like knitting circles, book clubs, wine tasting groups, like you name it, there are people who come together because they either already have a hobby or an interest in common, or they're trying to develop a new interest. And so they join a group. Dog parks, another good one. You go to the dog park and you just let your dog go, and guess what? You make friends. You talk to other people's dog owners. And if you own a dog, then you must be a good person for the most part. At least if you're the one kind of dog, they'll take your dog to a dog park. That's pretty cool. I think it's really important that we learn that we make friends, that we make connections, that we we reach out to other people and find them where they are. And sometimes it's those very things that we have in common that can create the strongest bond. People who can sit down over a beer at a bar and never have spoken to each other before and get into watching the hockey game or the baseball game, the football game on the TV and end up knowing everything about their lives, their work, their family, their kids. It's amazing what happens when we find something in common to bond over, isn't it? So this weekend, I'm going to challenge you to go out and find someone or something that you can bond with. Well, someone you can bond with over something like coffee or something. Look up in the directory or on Facebook where there's a dog park if you have a dog. Or heck, if you just like dogs and don't have a dog, go to the dog park, hang out with people, pet the dogs. If there's a knitting club or a mechanics thing or a carpentry workshop, someplace where you can go and just be. It could be going to the local university or YM or YWCA and joining a walking group, whatever it might be, something that you can meet a few new people, that you can discover other resources in for life because there's nothing like learning something new. to make you feel good about your day. And this Friday the 13th is a great day to do that. Lots of people I know hunker down on Friday the 13th. Bad things happen. Black cat crosses your path. You walk under a ladder. Black cats have crossed my path tons of times. I am an idiot, so I walk under ladders. You shouldn't because it's just stupid. Not because something bad will happen, it's because something bad could happen. But you know what I mean? Those kinds of things. I don't hang too much with superstition, but I do like the idea that people would choose to get together on Friday the 13th because, hey, it's a cool day. What kind of things do you do? What kind of things do you do that would be your Friday the 13th, your bikers, getting together and everybody hanging out together, even total strangers? Chances are you probably have something in your life, even if you don't realize it. Could simply be the group you talk to every morning when you go downstairs in the apartment building to pick up your mail, or the kids you see when they're standing at the sidewalk in front of your house waiting for the bus. There are all kinds of opportunities for us to feel good, to make friends, to have an impact on another, or let others have an impact on us. This is as good a day as any to make that happen. And it is Friday the 13th, so keep your eye out for bikers. You never know where they might be. Who else? There might be, radical readers have a book club that only meets on the 13th of Friday the 13th. That sounds kind of cool, actually. So take some time today and this weekend to do something and think a bit different about things and look around for the ways that you can do a new thing, meet new people, and feel good in a new way. Put in the comments what you did. I'd love to see that. Maybe it'll give me some ideas. I am going to have a meeting of our diocese executive, and I'm going to drive to Saskatoon, which is about 6 hours away, for the consecration of Bishop-elect Chadwick Charles as the 14th Bishop of Saskatoon. So I ask your prayers for him and for his family as they undertake this new adventure together. Have a great day. God bless. I will see you Sunday for Church at Home or Gospel on the Go, or Monday for Church at Home with Rachel. Have a great weekend.